Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture of science of standard 9. Today we are going to do chapter number 6, that is classification of plants. So before coming to the topic, first of all let me have a small intro about the topic, that as we all know, the human beings, animals, birds, microorganisms, everything is being classified according to certain things. So this classification is known as living organism and its classification. So the Robert Whittaker, he classified this organism, this ecosystem, into certain things in 1959. Now for example, he classified these things like prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Okay, so living organism, whatever there on the earth, is being classified like this way. So it is prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Now we have to understand that we living organism, whatever is there, microorganism or the organisms we can see through our naked eye, everyone having cell. Okay, सबके पास cell होता है. So living organisms are made of cell. So here prokaryotic means the organism which is not having any membrane or nucleus or other organs. Okay, like we have well developed organs, we have tissues. For example, you all might be familiar, like we first have a small cell, from the small cell we develop tissue, from tissue we develop organ, from organ we develop a whole organ system. Okay, so same way in the prokaryotic cell, the cell is not having any membrane or nucleus or ऑर्गन्स, ये सब उसके पास नहीं होता. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम देखेंगे डे टू डे लाइफ का, मोबाइल्स जो होते हैं कैसे अपग्रेडेड होते हैं, कुछ मोबाइल्स में फीचर्स होते हैं, फिर उसके बाद जो अपग्रेडेड वर्जन आता है उसके पास कुछ और एडवांस फीचर्स होते हैं. सो लाइक दैट वे द फर्स्ट थिंग इज देयर व्हिच इज हैविंग ओनली सेल, इट इज प्रोकार्योटिक सेल. फॉर एग्जांपल अलगे. फिर उसके बाद जो एडवांस लेवल है इट इज़ यूकार्योटिक सेल. नाउ यूकार्योटिक organisms में क्या होता है, we have cell and cell is also having membrane, nucleus and other organs. Okay, so this we have plants, animals, birds. Now plants के organs क्या हो सकते हैं, plants के parts, for example root, stem, flowers, fruits, seeds, etc. Okay, animals and birds we have organs like hand, legs, nose, internal organ, external organs. So now here जो prokaryotic है ये यहाँ पे stop हो जाता है, but eukaryotic is further classified as unicellular and multicellular. Uni means one. Okay, so जिस organism में, जिस eukaryotic organism में सिर्फ एक सेल है उसको बोलेंगे unicellular, और जिस eukaryotic animals में more than one cell है, multi means more than one, जिस eukaryotic animals या organism में more than one cells है, it is called multicellular. Okay, so here unicellular example is for disturb bacteria. Okay, so unicellular is ending over here. Multicellular is further classified into two more groups, like with cell wall and without cell wall. Now with cell wall we have autotrophs, heterotrophs, that means plants. Okay, with cell wall जो है वो plants है, और without cell wall multicellular eukaryotic organism जो है वो animals and birds. So इसमें हम भी आते हैं, human beings also considered in this. So okay, so today we are going to do this part. Okay, autotrophs and heterotrophs, that is the kingdom plantae. Autotrophs, as you all know, auto means खुद, तो autotrophs मतलब जो plants खुद अपना food prepare कर सकते हैं with the help of photosynthesis, they are called autotrophs. Heterotrophs means the plants which are dependent upon the other source, they are called heterotrophs. Okay, so today whatever is there in the lesson is all about the kingdom plantae. Coming to this, now let's see what is autotrophic. Now autotrophic are the group of plant of eukaryotic cell with the cell wall is the group of plants. Okay, so the group of autotrophic living organism having eukaryotic cell, okay, which is having the nucleus, cell membrane, ये इनका जो group होता है इसमें अगर cell wall present, they are autotrophic plants. Okay, now plants have become autotrophic because they can prepare their own food because with the help of photosynthesis. Now photosynthesis happens only when the plant is having green pigment called chlorophyll. So these autotrophic plants are having chlorophyll which helps in photosynthesis to prepare their own food. Okay, so now these autotrophs, they are also the main source of food for other organisms also, like for us, for birds, for animals. These autotrophic plants are the main source of food for us. Okay, so what are the main source of food for us is this autotrophic plants. Then now before coming to the classification, this classification is done with certain characteristics. For example, these plants are being classified if they have the organs. Like what are the organs of plants? Plants have fruits, flowers, seeds, stem, roots. तो इसके हिसाब से classification होता है. Then it is also based upon the presence and absence of separate conducting tissues. Now what are the tissues of these plants? Like for human being, we have nerves for transporting food and water to our body, but for these plants they also have certain nerves or certain nerves, veins which carry food and water to their parts, like leaves, fruits वगैरह को अगर कुछ ऐसे nerves वगैरह है plants के पास, तो they are the two tissue, they are xylem and phloem. Now xylem and phloem are the two conducting tissue of the plant. It conducts water. ये xylem जो है water transport करता है throughout the plant, and phloem transport the food. So the classification also based on this xylem and phloem, that is conducting tissue. First of all, it is based on the organ. Classification is done upon the organ, whether the plant is having root, stem, flowers वगैरह है कि नहीं, उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. सेकेंड क्लासिफिकेशन ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स अपॉन दी कंडक्टिंग टिश्यू. Now conducting tissue is this xylem and phloem. Okay, then the classification is also based upon the seeds, if the plants are having seeds or not. And if the plant is having seeds, then what kind of seeds are there? It is a dicot or monocot. What type of seeds are present in the plant? It is also being classified into this. Now dicot मतलब this, अगर कोई सीड ओपन करके देखा है, कोई फॉर एग्जांपल सोयाबीन ले लो या फिर कोई सीड ले लो, उसको ओपन करके देखेंगे तो इट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू टू थिंग्स, सो इट इज कॉल्ड डाइकोटिलिडन्स. और अगर कोई सीड्स होते हैं विच वी कैन नॉट ओपन इनटू टू हाफ्स, अगर उसको ब्रेक करेंगे तो डायरेक्टली पाउडर हो जाएगा, तो इट इज कॉल्ड मोनोकॉट. ओके, सो प्लांट्स आर ऑल्सो बीइंग क्लासिफाइड इनटू दिस टाइप ऑफ सीड्स. देन अगेन इट इज बीइंग क्लासिफाइड इनटू फ्लावर्स. Plants are if the plant is flowering plant or not. Okay, so here is the main thing from which the kingdom plant is being classified. So here we have to do two things in your book, that is cryptograms and phanerograms. Cryptograms are the plants without seed or flower. जो plant में seed or flower नहीं होते हैं उसको बोलते हैं cryptograms. Then next phanerograms means flowering plant. जो plant जिसमें flowers, seeds वगैरह होते हैं, they are called phanerograms. Now cryptograms is again being divided into three categories. So तीन division है. First one is Thallophyta, then next is Bryophyta, then Pteridophyta. P is silent. Then we have Pteridophyta. So here the classification ends of the cryptograms. Then next phanerograms are also classified into further thing, that is gymnosperm and angiosperm. जिम्नोस्पर्म मीन्स जिस प्लांट का सीड जो है वो नेकेड रहता है, उसको कोई कवरिंग नहीं रहता उस सीड को, उसको बोलेंगे जिम्नोस्पर्म्स. एंड एंजियोस्पर्म मतलब जिस प्लांट का सीड जो है वो एंक्लोज रहता है, उसको कवरिंग रहता है वो सीड को, उसको बोलेंगे एंजियोस्पर्म. नाउ हियर एंजियोस्पर्म इज फर्दर क्लासिफाइड इनटू डाइकोटिलिडन्स एंड मोनोकोटिलिडन्स. डाइकोटिलिडन मतलब सीड को अगर ओपन करेंगे तो अगर वो टू हाफ में ओपन होता है तो उसको बोलेंगे डाइकोटिलिडन्स. एंड मोनोकोटिलिडन्स मीन्स जो सीड दो पार्ट में ओपन नहीं होगा, इट विल ब्रेक डायरेक्टली इनटू पाउडर, दैट इज कॉल्ड मोनोकोटिलिडन्स. सो दिस वी आर गोइंग टू डू टुडे. So first we'll do with the Thallophyta of this division cryptograms. Okay, now this Thallophyta, these plants are mostly grown in water. Then this group of plant, they do not have specific parts like root, stem, leaves. As I told you, they are without seed or flowers. So these plants, they do not have any root, stem or leaf. They grow mostly in water. And but are autotrophic due to presence of chlorophyll is called algae. But they are having green pigment, that is chlorophyll, and they are autotrophic. That means they can prepare their own food. An example is given in your book is algae. Okay, algae you have seen. कोई पॉन्ड का जो वाटर रहता है उसके ऊपर जो ग्रीन कलर की जो काई आती है, दैट इज योर algae. You can see it through your eye also. Okay, now algae shows great diversity. Now algae में भी बहुत सारी diversity होती है. They are unicellular or multicellular also. They are microscopic as well as you can see it through your naked eye also. Now example of algae given in your book is Pyrogyra, Ulothrix, Alba, Sargassum, etc. Then some of these are found in fresh water while some of these are found in saline water also. कोई भी fresh water में भी मिलेगा और कोई भी saline water में भी algae मिलेगा. Okay, these plants usually have soft and fiber-like body. Their body, which is the stem or whatever is there, जो भी उनकी body रहेगी, it is very soft like fiber. Okay, like a thread. Okay, various types of fungi like yeast and mold, we do not have chlorophyll, are also included in this group. Now various types of fungi like yeast देखा रहेगा, it is ब्रेड के ऊपर जो आता है ग्रीन कलर का, बहुत देर तक अगर दिनों तक अगर ब्रेड को रखा रहेगा तो उसके ऊपर ग्रीन कलर का आता है, दैट इज फंगाई ईस्ट. ओके, नाउ इट इज हेट्रोट्रॉप बिकॉज जो फंगाई ईस्ट है वो ब्रेड जो है वो उसका फूड सोर्स है. ओके, heterotroph है, so that's why this fungi or yeast, it is dependent upon the bread for their food. And mold also, it is the same like जो bread के ऊपर जो green color का आता है, that is the mold. We do not have chlorophyll, they don't have chlorophyll, that's why they are heterotroph and they are dependent upon this bread. So they grow on the bread. Okay, so I hope you understood this Thallophyta. Okay, then we'll come to Bryophyta. Now Thallophyta का जो example it is given in your book with the pictures, and Spirogyra का भी दिया है with the labeling. So I hope you will draw and practice it at home, the Spirogyra with the labeling. It might come in your exam. You can draw any way, whichever way you want, but try to do the proper labeling so that you can get a good marks. So next we'll come to division Bryophyta. Now Bryophyta is also called amphibians of plant. Like for example, in animals we have amphibians which can live in water also and which can live on land also. For example, frog जो है वो पानी में भी रहता है और ज़मीन पे भी रहता है, so it's called amphibian. The same way this Bryophyta, they are called amphibians of plant. Remember this might come in your fill in the blanks, that this group of plant is called amphibians of plant because they grow in the moist soil but they need water for reproduction. They grow in the soil but they also need water for the reproduction part. Okay, these plants are thalloid. Thalloid means hollow, खोखला रहता है, थोड़ा सा अंदर से खाली रहता है. That is multicellular and autotrophic. Autotrophic, that means they have green pigments, chlorophyll for the photosynthesis and they can prepare their own food. They produce by spore formation. Now spore formation मतलब 2 से 4, 4 से 6, 4 से 8 ये होता है तो spore formation. Okay, the structure of plant body of Bryophyte is flat, ribbon-like, long, without true roots, stem and leaves. Now these plants are having stem. Okay, then they don't have true roots. Roots नहीं रहते, roots के जैसा structure रहता है but roots नहीं रहते, and they are like long like ribbon. Okay, long like ribbon or flat रहता है. Then they have stem like or leaf like part and roots like rhizoids. Okay, so I hope you can see in your book that you have examples of this. जो stem और जो roots रहता है, they are rhizoid, पतला पतला रहता है like a ribbon. Then they do not have specific tissue. They don't have this tissue. Okay, xylem or phloem उनमें नहीं रहता. Okay, then for example of this Bryophyta it is given in your book is moss, funaria, then Marchantia, Anthroceros, Pistia. Okay, so these are the examples given in your book. So these plants they are mostly thalloid, hollow रहता है, थोड़ा सा खोखला रहता है, बाद उनका जो स्ट्रक्चर है इज लाइक फ्लैट लॉन्ग ribbon like structure. They don't have proper root stem but they have a small thread like thing that is called rhizoids. Okay, and the leaves are little bit flat. Okay, then this is the Bryophyta and we don't have the special connecting tissue. Xylem or phloem नहीं रहता Bryophyta में. Okay, then we have next division is Pteridophyta. Now this Pteridophyta, the plant from this group have well developed roots, stems, leaves, and they also have separate conducting tissue of food and water. So this plant, they are well developed plant. It is having root, stem, flower, seed, whatever is there, whatever a developed plant might have, whatever the organ part of the developed plant is having root, stem, flowers, etc. It is there in this Pteridophyta. So it is also having this separate conducting tissue, that is xylem and phloem भी इसके अंदर present रहता है. Okay, but they do not bear flowers. So here they do not bear flowers. They are under the cryptogams. Cryptogams means they are non-flowering plants. So here this Pteridophyte, they don't have any flowers and fruits. They reproduce with the help of spores formed along the back or posterior surface of their leaves. उनके leaves के पीछे कुछ spores रहते हैं. From that spores they reproduce. Okay, posterior मतलब पीछे का, leaf के पीछे का जो part है उसमें they have spores. From that spores they reproduce. Example of this is given in your book is fern. Okay, fern के अंदर भी you have various options like Nephros, then Marsilia, then Teres. P is silent over here, you call it as Teres. Adatium, Equisetum, Selaginella, Lycopodium. Okay, so these are the example of this Pteridophyta. Now try to remember all the example of this division whenever you will write the exam of this subject or lesson. Try to write 2-3 examples, because example if you write in your exam you might get good marks. So I hope you understood this much, that cryptogram is non-flowering and it doesn't have any seed. And in that we have 3 divisions, that is Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Now Thallophyta is the plants which are not having any stem, root, leaves, nothing at all, but they are having green color pigment chlorophyll for their photosynthesis and they are autotrophic. The structure of this plant, it is like long, soft, like fiber. Okay, and examples are given algae, fungi, yeast. Okay, then next we have Bryophyta. Now Bryophyta is called amphibians of the plants because it's growing in the moist soil, but it also requires water for reproduction. And also it is the body described over here of this plant, it is thalloid, it is hollow, खोखला रहता है, medicellular है और autotrophic है. They produce through spore formation. Then they do not have a proper root or stem system, but they have something which is like root or stem and it is like fiber ribbon type. It is called rhizoid. Okay. Then they do not have this special conducting tissue. And example given over here is moss. Then we have Pteridophyta. Now Pteridophyta is well developed plant which is having stem, root and leaves. Okay, इतना ही रहेगा इसमें, stem, root and leaf. It will not have flowers because we are doing cryptograms and cryptograms they never have flowers. So whatever is there in the Pteridophyta, it is having only root, stem and leaves which are well developed. Okay, and they do not bear any flowers or fruit. They reproduce with the help of spores which is present behind or backside of the leaves. Then example is given over here is fern. उसमें fern के अंदर भी example है, that is Nephrolepis, Marsilia, Teres, Editum, Equisetum, Selaginella, Lycopodium, etc. Okay. These plants reproduce asexually by spores formation and sexually by zygote formation also. Spores formation भी होता है और zygote formation. I hope you know when the egg and the ovum is formed, egg और sperm को मिला के जो form होता है उसको बोलते हैं zygote. तो उसमें zygote formation भी होता है. So this plant is having two way of reproduction, that is sexual and asexual also. sexual in the way of when zygote is formed, and asexual in the way of spore formation. Okay, and they have well developed conducting system. They also have this conducting tissue, xylem and phloem. So I hope you understood कि इसमें conducting tissue नहीं है, इसमें conducting tissue है और इसमें भी conducting tissue है. So I hope you understood till cryptograms. Phenolograms will do in next video.